say that she love me, yeah, she wow, wow. Hey, I'm not from the West, but it get wow, wow. Hey, free my boy, lonely, my boy, they beat them cows. Hey, man, I feel like we rest up the pond now. Them niggas better calm down.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Mikkel. Welcome to season 3, you guys. So we've made it to season 3. We are now about a year old. When I drop this video on the 20th, we'll be 1. So you know, we out here, honey. But yeah, so we're officially 1. So we're doing big girl things at our big girl age. And I really appreciate everyone for tuning in and, you know, continuing to come back, sharing. Y'all, I be seeing y'all with y'all tweets and y'all, you know, Instagram posts and y'all sharing and stuff. I appreciate y'all. Y'all loyal. So we are on YouTube now. The podcast is still going to continue on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, but YouTube will be its own separate entity, plus the podcast will be available there as well, just so y'all can see me and my thought processes and my faces. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but we will see when we get there, honey. I am terrified of this camera. I am horribly terrified of this camera. I am not gonna lie to you, which is really weird because I was in theater for most of my life and I love to perform and I love to be the spotlight, but it's like talking to a camera and no one's there because I do most of my stuff by myself. Well, all of my stuff by myself, really. Makes me nervous. Just put myself out there, but somebody dear to me encouraged me to do it and I finally listened. So we gonna see how this go, y'all. But I definitely want to use this first episode to, one, you know, give y'all an overall feeling of what season 3 is going to bring. Let people who haven't known me get to know me, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, and just kind of tell you about this new YouTube. We're on a whole different platform. We're kind of doing things a little differently, but still the same because whatever. You know, we like to reinvent ourselves, but don't do too much. So yeah, if you don't know me, I am Mikkel J. You don't need to know my last name. If you do know my last name, let's just leave it out of here. New person to me. Let's not attach it. But yeah, so I'm Mikkel J. And I am a U.S. history teacher for 11th grade. I am 25 years old. I just turned 25 in January. And I am a Capricorn, which means I'm efficient in a lot of ways and stubborn in a lot of other ones. A little hard-headed too, but you know, who say that? Haters, and we don't listen to haters. Anyway, yeah, so I am me. Take that for what you are. Take that for what you do. I'm in a sorority. I definitely will give you a video about that. My sorority is Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. I love it to death. I'll definitely give you more. I just did a girls trip and I recorded it, well, some of it. So, you know, I'm gonna give you a little tea. I'm gonna let y'all see me behind the scenes. I'm definitely gonna use YouTube for a behind the scenes platform, kind of like get ready with me's, just little thoughts, something more personal. Yeah, something more personal, so y'all to get to really know me. Yeah, I heard a podcast and that's what kind of influenced this episode today. I heard a podcast. It's called Dear Future Wifey, but it had this woman on it called Jessica Reedy. I think I'm saying her name right. She's like a Christian music artist, I want to say. She's funny, y'all. She's so funny, but my coach sent it to me and was like, this reminds me of you. And I was like, girl, don't nobody remind you of me. But then I play her. That girl played way too much. And she's hilarious. And she definitely brought up some good points when it comes to like healing and growing. So I think sometimes people take me as a podcast. I talk fast. Hopefully I don't do that. But if I do, I apologize. I'm going to try to regulate myself. I'm going to try to regulate myself so that way I'm not like doing that. But anyway, so yeah. So with this podcast, definitely I think sometimes people get the misunderstanding of like, I am this perfect human that got it all together and figured herself out with the highest self-esteem, the highest efficiency. You know, she loved to do work. She loved to do. Okay, that's a part of me, but like, no, that's not the whole picture. Also, I'm just definitely not perfect. I don't ever want to preach perfection to anyone because perfection is not real. Flaws are beautiful. And I have a lot of them, okay, honey? And another reason why I did this podcast as a whole, like even the whole purpose of me doing this podcast was just because, to be honest with you, I am a first generation everything, really, okay? So I was trying to get my master's, or I was planning to get my master's last March in 2022. 2020. I was trying to get my master's, and or I was planning on getting my master's, and then I realized I was like, who do I call to how to do this? I know nothing. I have no background. I don't know who to call, you know what I'm saying? I love my parents to death, but they don't have their masters. So I was like, how do I navigate this space? And I literally broke down in tears. I was like, okay, so maybe I'm not supposed to do it. And I was so sad. I was so like heartbroken. Like I was literally sobbing because I was like, I have no help. I'm the first one to do this right now, and I don't know how to. I don't know how to navigate this. And it got handled because I reached out to one of my sorors who was actually doing it, actively doing it still now. She helped me out, helped me figure out like how to look at stuff. She helped me out with like how to look at stuff, how to really like navigate the space. And now I'm in grad school, actually about to graduate over the summer, period, poo. You know, I did a fast track program. I wouldn't recommend it because, child, it's hard. I teach 105 students, U.S. history, virtually and in person because the panorama beat me up, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but we'll have to have a whole conversation about that. But yeah, wouldn't recommend it unless you really just like me. I'm impatient. I was not gonna do 2 years of school. So get my master's in 10 months. Exhausting. I am tired. They be slapping me with 5 papers every week. It be like, y'all don't want me to write that much, y'all. You don't need me to write that much. But neither here nor there. Yeah, so I got a lot of things going on, and I definitely use that moment, right? That moment of weakness. I was like, how can I benefit others in this moment? Or how can others benefit off of my like moment of weakness? And then I thought of this podcast, Cupcakes No Frosting, where I kind of like help people who are like me, who get to those moments where it's like, I don't know what to do and I can't lean on nobody, and nobody around me is really qualified, has even experienced this, where I want to be at. So how can they give me advice? Boom. Here I am to give you advice because I've kind of been through a lot. Not kind of. I've been through a lot. I've grown a whole lot. I used to be a hood rat. I ain't gonna cap on you. No cap. You'll never see no old throwbacks of me, baby, because, baby, hood rat. Hood rat. It was me. I was the hood rat, honey. I was hood rat. I was ratchet. Smart. Never fell off the smart game. But, baby, whew, I was ghetto. I ain't gonna lie to you. I look back at some of the moments and be like, I would not even be my friend. Like, if I saw me, I'd be like, ooh, that child is troubled. That is a troubled teenager. We need to reach out to her and touch her real bad, baby. Because I was wretched, and I don't know how. I don't know how I got that wretched or why I got that deep. But I was off the deep end. We'll talk about more stories back then, because, honey, I'm going to let y'all get to know me. And y'all, you know what I'm saying? What's that song go? You either going to accept it or you're going to come out of bag on me, baby. Because it was a lot. It was just a lot. It's a lot. But either way, yeah, I was real. It was me. I had to grow. And I grew into this professional, untouchable professional, baby. My kids they scores, fabulous. We blow them out the water every time, you know what I'm saying? And, yeah, very compassionate, very loving. That's never changed, no matter what I was. I always loved love. I love love. I love loving people. I love showing people compassion. It's my thing. But like I said all this to say, like, I wanted to use the experience of like betrayal, heartbreak. I've got my heart broken so many times, y'all. Cause I'm a sucker. I'm smart. Jessica Reedy said that. I'm smart. But some of these folks out here, they good, bro. They good. They so good at finessing and manipulating. Yes, manipulating. And manipulating and really just present themselves in a way that's not who they really are. And because I have such a big heart, because I want to believe the best in people, because I know what it feels like to not be seen, not to be heard, to be invisible. It feels like to not have people check on you, to not have people like think about, are you okay? Because they just automatically assume that you're okay. I tend to just love those people and I want to give them something better, and it has backfired way more times. Way more times than necessary, to be honest. So yeah, y'all. That's kind of a reason why I started this podcast. It's another reason why I definitely don't want you to like idolize or romanticize my life or who I am right now. This took work. It took work. I saw the bottom way more times than I've seen the top. Still have not seen the top, but this is probably the best it's been in my life. My life is really aligned, and I still, to this day, you know, get sad, get really, really sad, have days where I just like, I don't want to do anything. And I have to redirect myself. I have to make sure I don't fall back into old habits. I have done that. I've had moments where it's like, I want to seek revenge. I want to get them back. At a certain point in your life, you're past that, right? You're supposed to be, and I'm trying to. Like I said, I'm only 25, baby. So, you know, I ain't done yet. But I'm definitely way better than I was. 18-year-old Mikhail, baby, no. She was a demon. I wouldn't have, somebody should have put me in therapy and locked me away, baby, because I was on one. Shoot, 20, 21, 22-year-old Mikhail. Mikhail didn't start getting put together for real until 24, when she decided that it was time to go to therapy. Speaking of third person, awkward, but it's me, whatever. Till I decided to go to therapy and really started doing that work to the point where I didn't want to revert back, right? Growing is a process, and sometimes the process looks really, really good. Don't let social media overhype you, right? Who wants to post about them being sad all the time? One, I would not follow their page because that's depressing. Two, you know how like, you know, MySpace pages where they had all them like sad emo quotes and stuff? Yeah, girl, I went there too. I was there too. But yeah, I didn't want that. It's 2021. I don't want that. That needs not to be the case. But I really want my story to be seen as, wow. If she can get through it, I can get through it. If she can figure it out, I can figure it out. If she's can get through these hard times, there is an upside. It was times, like I said, I think I've said it in my podcast in season 2, it was times where I wanted to take my own life. And with that, right, I think now, and the people I know now, and the impact that I'm making now, it's like I'd have never got that chance. It'd never happened. Ever. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get emotional because, listen, I'm a real NIGGA, period. So I ain't gonna do all that crying on camera yet. I ain't got there yet. So, you know what I'm saying? Maybe one day it might happen. I don't know. I feel like if you crying on camera, are you really that sad? Don't cut the camera on. Not for me. But anyway, it was times I wanted to, like, take my life. And if I would have did that, like, I'd have never been here. I'd have never seen this moment. I'd have never felt this moment. I'd have never, definitely never would have thought to use any of the pain that I was in at that moment as a lesson, as a guidebook for other people who are, you're not that unique. I think if you've ever heard my podcast before, I say all the time, your pain is not that unique to where no one in this world has ever felt it. And in the moments, right, depression, sadness wants to make you feel like you are the only one that feels that, so it can isolate you and eat you up. And I am telling you, it is not true. And you cannot let it win to believe that you're the only one to feel like that. Because once you isolate yourself, baby, you get in that hole. It's a lot harder to dig yourself out that hole by yourself than it is if somebody's trying to help you. And I'm not saying, right, that everybody's trying to help you, because some people are not. Some people enjoy you being in the hole. There's some people who will never talk to me, who will never support me. The better it looks that I'm like getting, the better I'm getting, quote unquote, the less friends, close people that I have. And it's not because people are incapable of being my friends that I don't want friends. It's more of, I'm past that point, so we can't do this. I'm trying to grow, and your behavior, your habits is just not falling in line with my vision of who I want to be, because I operate on who I want to be, not who I was. And it's hard for people to accept that, right? It's hard for people to accept that for me. People think of me like a hypocrite because I'll preach to kids like, y'all, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, knowing I did it. It's not coming from a like, don't do this because it's wrong. It's don't do this because it's unnecessary pain and trauma. And so I tell y'all this, and I'm going to be open about it, and I'm going to open my story and open myself up to tell you this. Don't do it because it's unnecessary trauma. Unnecessary trauma. I'm battling demons that I could have avoided, honey. Could have avoided, love. Could have avoided. Y'all, I'm telling you, don't make the same mistakes. I already did it. Don't do it. Y'all, I made the mistakes for you. So, you don't gotta live through it. I did it. Learn from me, honey, because all of us don't need to take these L's. If I already took the L, baby, you ain't got to take it too. But yeah, so that's definitely, I just wanted to give background to like the podcast, what the purpose was, why do I do it, why am I here? And it's not just to give you a right, just like, I know better, so you should do better. It's literally, like I said, from a point of like, don't go pick up the unnecessary trauma. Because it's hard. You don't want to continue to work through it. You know what I'm saying? You could have avoided it. I think everything in life happened to me for a reason, for this purpose, for this moment, for me to talk to other people, to teach other people, to really show other people like healing, what that looks like. It was a point in my life I played the victim. I hate that about myself. I hated that about myself. I hate that so much, to look back and be like, oh, you know the video that like TikTok? Yes, I call it TikTok. Don't judge me. But yeah, it'd be like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? That's how I feel every time I think about that. Or like those times where like I fed off drama because I wasn't getting any other attention, so I just was in the midst of all the chaos. It was like, ooh, no. Why did I let myself do this? Girl, flag on the play. Cut it out. Cut that part out. I hate it. But yeah, it's me. And I definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in to like talk about this healing journey with me. Come on this healing journey with me. And know that I am not done yet, y'all. I am not done yet. It's so much more I want to be. It's so much more I want to do. I still have not figured out the love life thing though. But I can tell you all the stuff that I did wrong. We're still working on getting it right, but I can definitely tell you all the stuff I did wrong. Professionalism, baby. I'm a professional. If I ain't nothing else, I'm a professional. I'm a ratchet professional, but yet a professional nonetheless. I definitely don't change myself for my professional spaces, which is probably why I'm so relatable to the teenagers that I work with, because I work in a low-income school, and I've been there. So me and them be clicking. You know, these are my people. I feel at home here with my children who do too much and have attitudes. That tickles me. Like, people always ask me, you 25 and work with 17, 18-year-olds? Yeah, I do. And I love it. It's my favorite thing. We literally laugh all day. I find myself joyous. I love it there. I love my kids. Work environment, we'll talk about that when we talk about professionalism, because, baby, I could do without. I don't think I'm supposed to work for people, but neither here nor there. Don't know how I'm gonna work for children. Work with children, not work for nobody else. We're still trying to find a way to get there. I'm on my way to getting there, because I don't like being told what to do. Because y'all be telling me what to do sometimes and they don't even know what they doing. So it'd be like, I hear you. Not gonna take it, but I hear you. But like I said, we'll talk about that. I definitely want to discuss being a young professional, because I think so many people don't understand what that looks like in the transition from, I literally went from college student to teacher. And it felt like overnight. It was like, what? Whoa. I'm the adult in this situation. I've given a lot of PDs, which is professional developments, with people. So I'm in an organization called Teach for America. And they definitely have used me to give all these PDs and things of that nature. One, because they know I'm not going to come to a meeting if I'm not in charge, if I don't find it interesting. So the only way to get me to the meeting is to make me speak. I think that's what it is. They gonna tell me it's not, but it's starting to look a little too coincidental that I'm speaking all the time. I'm supposed to be somewhere because I don't do what I'm supposed to do. Anyway, yeah, so definitely talk about professionalism, from being a very young professional, being thrown into the professional world, because there's a lot of things they don't tell you. There's a lot of things that college prepared you for, but did not prepare you for, especially when it comes to teaching. It's an art. Some of us mastered, some of us, baby, yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll also talk about sorority life in here. I love my sorority way more than, I don't know. I love my sorority. I think it's the best thing that's poppins and sliced bread, love. I live it. But definitely we can talk about some sorority life. No, I'm not going to tell you all my business, because no. But I'll definitely give you some tea. I'll give you some tips on, you know, me, my stuff. I ain't gonna talk about nobody else's stuff, because that ain't got nothing to do with me. Not my business, not my problem. But Simi and Moreau, I'll chat with y'all all the time. I give y'all all the tea. I say tea, but I ain't gonna tell you my business. I don't know how that makes sense, but I'll give you some exposure to that, because I love it so much. Yeah, grad school too, y'all. If they don't graduate me soon, I'm gonna fall out. I could not. How do people do this for 2 years? I would never. I could never. I'd be like, ew, why would I do this for 2 years? School is tiring. Especially being a teacher and school at the same time. It was like, why did I do this? This was a horrible decision. Like, ew. Horrible decision. I should have did that. But I'm gonna be degreed up. So, win-win. Yeah. So, grad school definitely give you some insight. And then just healing and love and relationships and things of that nature. On my YouTube, I definitely will be doing a lot of like I already said, I think get ready with me's. You know, when I go on trips, things of that nature, I'll definitely give you some background. I like to escape places. I love to go to waters and things of that nature. So you'll catch me at a waterfall, a beach, whatever. I will be there because when I'm cluttered or in my mind, I definitely cling to water in my lowest points as well as my highest points. So we'll discuss that. I'll definitely give y'all some more. I'll give y'all some tea, y'all. I will give y'all some tea on Mikhail Love. Just know all the names I use gonna be fake names. Unless those are people that's actively in my life right now, then I might use their real name. But yeah. I ain't gonna tell too much of my business. With their actual names. Cause you know, I don't want nobody to get on here like, girl, don't tell my story, then I have to check them. I don't want to do all that. That's too much work. So I'm gonna just use fake names for most of it, unless they're like actively in my life and they know, you know, and I know y'all gonna see them one day on this YouTube, then I might use their real name. Yeah, I really think that's about it when it comes to what I want season 3 to be. I just want everyone to leave this season feeling more seen, more heard. I want you to see me as relatable, not as like this girl who just knows everything. I do not know everything, and I will tell you I don't know everything. I am a firm believer in doing your own research. But I also am a firm believer in learning from other people's mistakes. Listen, I have 8 siblings, honey. I done seen some of my siblings do some. Whew. They used to get whippings, honey. I grew up in the South, okay? South. Georgia and Tennessee, really. The South. And we got whippings. And I used to watch my siblings do stuff, and they'd be like, why did you do that? They don't. Oof. Okay, so you got your butt to whoop. I cuss a lot, but I'm going to try to bring it down a little bit. Don't hold me on it, but I'm gonna try. But I'm like, oh, you got your butt, so what? So not to do that or don't get caught. One of the two, you know. I figured out a way. I never liked making the mistakes that I've already seen somebody make because it don't make sense. And this love tango, baby. Whew. I've fallen in love a lot. Let me phrase that. I've loved a lot of people. Falling in love, I think I've done once. Yeah, because I was blind. That's how I knew I was in love, like too in love. I was blind, couldn't see, thought this was the end for me. But I definitely loved my fair share of people, and I'll tell y'all how that go. I think I'm gonna do like a Dear Exes kind of segment. To really get y'all the tea on that, because that just got to be its own conversation, y'all. We can't even put that on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't want that on the main podcast. That's not what you came here for. But if you follow me on YouTube, and it's Mikhail J _ you gonna get that tea, love, because baby, honey, I can't wait to tell y'all, because it's some tea there. Yeah, so lost best friends. Everything. Like, I've lived a life, and to be 25 is so weird. I've lost so much and gained so much in the same space, and I think that's what kind of makes me hopeful, because I've seen both sides of the coin. I've been to a point where I didn't think I was going to ever be able to get back up, and now I'm at a point where it's like I would never allow myself to get back down. Knowing that it's not impossible, because it's very possible, but I wouldn't allow myself to get back down intentionally. If I see it happening, I definitely would. I have things in place now to work. And also I go to therapy, and I love my therapist. Shout out to my boo. That's my boo. That's my OG. I love her. She be giving me the tea, honey. She love me, and I love her. She my favorite. But definitely I'll give y'all some tips, some tea there. She definitely always dropping gems on me, and checking me. So I check myself a lot, but she definitely checked me. I pay her to check me, y'all. She a very expensive person to tell me, check me. So I'm gonna check y'all while she check me. I'm gonna pay for the checking and then I'm gonna give it to y'all because, baby, she expensive, Lord. She expensive to just read my rights all the time. I don't know why I pay for such things, but I do. Yeah, I was diagnosed with extreme severe anxiety last year, and it made sense. Once she said it, it all just started making sense. And then once I started putting in the work, things just started falling into place. I was like, wow, oh, life is a lot easier. You're not a psychopath. You're just, everyone gets on your nerves. I say it all the time. Like, clearly, y'all stress me out to where I'm anxious all the time. So y'all need to do better. But we have to take responsibility in ourselves. What you welcome into your space is kind of what you get. And I welcomed a lot of things in my space that I should have walked away from. And I kept a lot of things in my space that I should have walked away from. And I definitely will use this podcast like I've done the other ones to kind of admit those things. I'm never too shy or too arrogant to accept the fact that, like, I've sucked. Sometimes it sucks to suck. And I've done it a lot of times. Actually, not some, a lot of times. More times than not. And I'm definitely just getting to the point where it's getting better. So I can't wait for y'all to tune into this to see it. Comment below some questions y'all want to know about me. Y'all can leave it in my YouTube comments. Remember, Mikhail J. You can DM me or tweet me on Mikhail J _ as well. Like, everything says Mikhail J _ you can tweet me, DM me some questions if you want to. Comment on the post. Give me life. Give me life. Talk to me. Because I definitely want to incorporate what y'all want to know, what y'all want to talk about, as well as what I already know and what I'm going to talk about. I'm probably going to have some guests, some friends, some people around me. Yeah, I'm excited because season 3 is about to turn up. We are on our way. We are almost at 2,000 plays just on the regular podcast. So now we got YouTube. So we in our bag. Also, I'm a little ghetto, so I'm just tell y'all that now. Okay, just a little bit. Just a little bit, not too much. But anyway, I appreciate y'all so much for coming. So much for tuning in. I love y'all so much. And welcome to season 3.
She said that she love me, yeah, she wow, wow. Hey, I'm not from the West, but they get wow, wow. Hey, free my boy, lonely, my boy, they beat them